Well, I've been looking forward to this segment for the last couple of weeks because I'm a huge fan of the two of them. I don't know how many shows they've got on the go now. It's probably somewhere around 17. But just as exciting, they have a brand new book called Escapology. I'm joined by Colin of the Colin and Justin duo. Justin not there because you're going through a major storm right now in Cape Breton, right?
We are, yeah. We're in Cape Breton because we're about to undertake our summer escape, if you like, because we have a hotel in a place called Louisburg called North Star, and it actually opens for the season tomorrow. Justin was supposed to be here, but he's stuck on the highway. He has no phone signal, and the weather is raging today. We're having one of those 12-hour storms, but I'm assured it'll be sunny and gorgeous tomorrow.
I love it.
So Justin sends his apologies.
As I said, congratulations on the book. And North Star, I imagine, is part of that book. Tell me about the inspiration behind it and why this area and why Cape Breton.
Escapology was a book that we have had out. It's in its fourth reprint at the moment. It made the Globe and Mail bestsellers list, which we're super, super excited about. And I think Canadians just wanted to hear about people escaping the city, alternative lifestyles, people who live with nature, people who live on mountains. And I think, we were so involved in the book that we suddenly got to this point where we thought, maybe we should practice what we preach, and we've been building cabins and cottages in Northern Ontario for 10 years now, but we thought, let's take this to the next level. So suddenly we're having a very early midlife crisis, and we bought very early, super, so early, it's unbelievable. And we bought a hotel. It's on a cliff right on the ocean, close to the Fortress of Louisburg, which is an incredible Parks Canada 18th century French fortress. And we figured, let's just do this. So this is our third season, and we're all geared up to have some fun. I mean, look at that. You can see the fortress on the horizon there. Yeah. And if that doesn't look escapist, nothing does, And I think it's part of us being in Canada that we've had this influence. That's a restaurant called The Bothy. And you see there's a little bit of Scotland in there because that's Rabbie Burns at the back, obviously the bard, the fantastic poet from Scotland. Nice. And we're there just discovering, the great things about the Canadian Atlantic larder, incredible seafood, and just trying to get some escapism into the decor as well. I think the use of timber, a lot of natural elements, and obviously just being in such proximity to the ocean does something to your physicality. It does something to your mental health. And I think that's what the whole kind of essence of Escapology is about.
Yeah, and I think, part of your inspiration for this book is, there are some spaces that perhaps, we could never get that space ourselves, but we can bring some of that into our own homes, into our own, cottages and getaways. I'd like to talk about that forest bath, because this is a Japanese thing that you guys fell in love with. Tell me about that.
It is, forest bathing, or as it's called in Japan, Shinrin-yoku, is about not just a walk in the forest. It is about drinking it in, soaking it in, and it actually having an effect on you. And it is just Shinrin in Japanese is forest and yoko means bath. So the idea of immersing yourself in nature, and this is something that's not new to Canadians, that's very much in your blood, but to actually not take it for granted. You don't go for a walk anymore. You're going to go and expose yourself to nature. You're going to let it have an emotional, physical response on you. And at the same time, we're great believers in, Shinrin-yoku is like having a shower in nature.
Right.
But if you're fortunate enough to have a house in nature as well, that feels more like taking a bath, spending time really considering different seasons, different times of the day, the animals, the flora, the fauna, all that it has to offer.
I think this next one will surprise a lot of people in that it's so unique, and their mindset is, how can I incorporate anything from an airship? But this is something that you two found in Scotland. Tell me about that.
It is. I mean, this is an incredible, incredible structure. It's in the hills, overlooking a loch. It looks exactly like an airship. It's incredible. And you're thinking, okay, well, how does that have an effect on my home? Well, I think, there's a lot of things that can be learned from a structure like this. Number one, the use of glass. If you have a great view, don't think you have to have really small windows. Blow a wall out, connect yourself with the outdoors and really feel it. I think the positioning of a structure really makes a difference as well. well. That particular airship is positioned so that it makes the most of the sun. It's in a great position with incredible sunsets, so you can really enjoy the end of the day. So think about these things when you're actually planning your own home, how you can make the most of different times of the day. And it might be you're in an existing home, maybe there's a room that gets the sunsets. Make that your evening room. Gravitate towards that and just let nature speak to you.
Let's next talk about Philly Island, and the idea behind this is planting and privacy and gardening and really bringing some of that, that natural beauty that you can see consistently, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic, English country garden that's in our book, Escapology. And what we take from that is the fact that, sometimes, a garden is such a beautiful thing because it's not instant. It's a commitment. It's something that you got to put some time into. You have to nurture, you have to tend to that garden. So if you're in a new property, sometimes you get a new build home and you're sitting there in this little kind of bald patch of ground. Really think about the types of plants you want to get in there. Think about how it's going to grow, how it's going to develop with you and your family. It's another member of your family. Trees are another member of your family. So consider them well.
Let's go to South Africa. And this is an interesting one in that you're really trying to get that sense of bringing nature into the indoors. I've got about 60 seconds to talk about that.
You can see there, you don't know where the lines are between inside and out, and you can do this at home by creating outdoor rooms. So if you have a patio, properly furnish it, give it some accessories, add colors, even echo what's going on in the rooms inside, so there's a connectivity between the two spaces and they'll feel like one.
Escapology is, I believe you're on your fourth printing of that now, so congratulations. Obviously incredibly successful. Where can people pick up a copy, Colin?
So you can pick up Escapology in all good bookstores. You can get it at Chapters and in Indigo. And of course, you can get it on Amazon. And if you're in Cape Breton this summer, you can come and see us at North Star and find out more about that at hellonorthstar.ca.
Wonderful. Yeah, what a treat that would be for our viewers to go and visit you and Justin. And say hi to Justin for us. Too bad he couldn't join us, but we certainly understand. Appreciate the time, Colin, and congratulations again. We'll be right back after this.